First of all, it's just exciting to play a major this early in the year. It's a fun little course. You have to be super accurate here. And to be honest, I haven't really thought about like defending anything because it sounds very weird. I don't know. It sounds like I have something and I have to defend it. But I mean, I'm just here. I try to do my best. Whatever comes out of it, it is what it is. And I will try to keep that mentality and just be focused and centered and not give out my energy to unnecessary things and just believe that everything will work out in my favor, whatever result it will be. I've been talking about it a little that I've felt sort of drained. The start of the season has been a little bit overwhelming to me and everything is starting to catch up with me. I was just like sick before coming to the States and then I had to like make a trip to Sweden and all sorts of other stuff and I was so busy and I had some visa problems and then I finally got the ticket here and I was so like excited to play disc golf and I won my first event. Now it's sort of like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I haven't had like a rest day or anything. I had it yesterday for the first time after a long time. I've been fatigued and I haven't really slept well. I try not to like think about it in a negative way. It's just the situation and it's a fact right now. But I'm trying to make the best out of it. So I'm not concerned or anything. It's just the way things are right now for me.
You mentioned the back pain last week. Were you feeling that still during your practice rounds?
Oh yeah, I'm still feeling it right now. I mean, but yeah, it's there, but I'm sure it will go away eventually. It's just I don't know. Right now, it's just something that I'm dealing with. Yeah, I try not to think about it too much.
Yeah.
I did have a sports massage, but I was also like looking inward. Why am I so tired? Why is my back hurting? Because I also think that the tour is very draining to your body and your mind, and I encourage everybody to take care of themselves and not push themselves too far. The body and the mind they are not separate things. I think they are connected. So I was also trying to like mentally get myself in a better place so that I could help my body recover better. So it was just a day of like relaxing, looking inward and taking care of myself. So it was a nice and well needed day. Everything is connected. There's like no like disc golf and other life. Everything is connected. Disc golf has definitely taught me how to do it because I need patience out there and just to like keep everything going and have been doing so well and dealing with the attention. You just have to like look for something to manage with everything. So I think it helps. But I've also learned to sort of like set boundaries like outside of competition rounds and like that I have to just think about me and what's best for me and not saying yes to every like podcast or every other like media outlets. I try to keep a balance so that I can just be sane, you know, because there are so many offers and I feel like I want to do everything, but at the same time, I do like me time and I need to recover. So yeah, I've been learning to set some boundaries.
Even I'm thinking like Christine Taha gonna win last week, but I know like she kind of like hurt her neck. That's why it's so hard to predict like this week who gonna win. You might even see some new face, especially this course. It's so tight line. If you just hit one tree, you can just kick like, and then looking for bogey or the double bogey. So it's gonna be a very interesting week. Pretty much like it's very tight line. You need to throw a lot of siam and then very accuracy backhand. The problem about people throw very far, they will have a hard time to concentrate throw straight on the narrow fairway. Somebody even cannot throw sidearm, even worse like for them. So I feel like somebody maybe who just throw good sidearm enough, backhand good enough, and they can win. Like I said, like I'm not count anybody out. I feel like anybody can just come from nowhere and just like, hey, there you go, I win. I slapped you on the face.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
I feel like one day you're gonna play good and one day you're gonna play bad. So I'm not set the high thing to myself or pressure myself. I don't like to pressure myself. I like to be like chill. And if I play good, great. If I play bad, and then I don't need to punish myself. I like to give myself forgiveness. If someday I do great, do good, yeah, maybe more beer. If someday I play bad, maybe beer anyway. Simple to understand the life. It's nothing gonna go in your way all the time. So understand life is better. So that's why this weekend I keep the eye on everybody. I'm like, whoa, who's that? Who's that? You know, because it's gonna be so much fun. And like I said, like sometimes I shot under, and then the next day I shot like 4-5 over. I'm like, wow, okay. That's why Discord will eat you up. Discord will teach you how to be humble. Yeah, very good coach. This is the boss. Yeah, this is the boss. That one is a manager.
Yeah.
This is the boss. If I win, you might see something weird out from me celebrate. It's gonna be big time because I'm looking for this one for so long.
Yeah.
And like I said, like this course, I think I have like 50-50 chance. And as long as a lot of people, I have a 50 chance also. It's your week, If not, it's not, you know. But whatever who winning, I'm gonna be give that person a big hug, no matter what. I think because with my arms injury, I cut a lot off. Right now, I'm looking for like 150 putts a day. That's all I can afford. And then just one round. Today, I only play 9 hole and I already like, my arms already like getting like feeling it. And I just gonna give myself a very good treat today. Just relaxing, hang out with my friend. And then I might go partying a little bit, like I said, 100, 150. And like I said, you know, I give myself like 4 round practice and nothing else I can do more than that. If I play good, it's nice. If I'm not, it's okay because I keep my best already.
I mean, all my dreams came true that day, so it's a lot of things that I remember, but it's simple that I finally accomplished something that I've dreamed so long to do. I'm just going to keep going out there and just doing my best, you know, taking all the love and support I can get and just keep doing it. Biggest difference is I don't necessarily need to focus on throwing the disc. I just need to focus on my physical health because I'm at the point now where I can just kind of go out there and throw discs really well. So just got to make sure like the mind and body is in connection. Right now, I'm not at 100%, but I'm much better than I was even 2 days ago. So I'm just going to keep doing what I did at Waco, just keep at a certain percent and just kind of limit myself so I don't keep tweaking myself. So I actually got injured at the All-Star. It was like the first day of All-Star when we had to play the 18 holes. And then when we had to play Chaisakam, it was at the same place and it was just the same injury over and over. So it was basically a week and a half of throwing in the same conditions, just constantly tweaking myself. I was already in Texas, so I figured I would try out the event if I needed to pull out. If I couldn't get through hole 1, I was fine pulling out. It was just, I wanted to see how I was feeling for U.S. women's. And I was able to push through and I was able to stick with a game plan. So I think that was my goal, was to go into Waco, see if I can figure out a game plan, if I can push through and see if I'm going to be good for U.S. women's, which I'm good enough, yeah. It kind of feels like I'm just playing woods golf again, which I love. I don't think there's a certain way to play woods golf or like design the holes in a way. I think it does play pretty good for FPO. A lot of the holes are birdieable, but they're really easily to mess up as well. You'll be able to scramble pretty well out here. They did a really good job.
Back in the day, I handed out actually invitations that I hand printed up and I put a little wax stamp on them in W. And so I was like a touring pro. You know, I won my first Worlds in 2002. And from then I really did just travel the country, playing disc golf, supporting disc golf, doing clinics, and I would hand these out to women to make sure that they knew that they didn't need the invite because it had the moniker of the U.S. Championships, which was for one division only, and you needed the invite to attend. So in that sense, it still is that same thing where you can just show up and play. Which makes it really a remarkable event for what it was originally founded for, bringing us all together. Back in the day, the PDJ did not show up for the major. We had some calls, there was no representation. And so those things are making a big difference. And right now, you put a face out here that is a woman and a girl, we see ourselves. And that is the biggest thing in sports. As we see ourselves across different demographics, age brackets, all of this makes a huge difference on getting that first foot forward. Because if a woman or a girl steps out onto the course, let's be serious, we're still, you know, a small percentage of the players. And so they see predominantly men and women. But by our organizations highlighting us, it shows that you can do it and you're respected by doing it. But I can say when you look at the board and people always ask, you know, like, hey, how many world titles do you have? And I do have 4, one with masters. And it tends to be that you count when you win the FPOs, those above all. I tend to just want to collect one in each decade.
We have a record-breaking 348 ladies coming out here to play in Texas. When I ran the 2013 USWGC in Portland, Oregon, we set the record at 101. And so that kind of goes and tells you how much our growth is. We are using 6 courses. Our premier course is Sprinkle Valley, which will be featuring the FPO and the FP40 cards. We'll have ladies scattered across Texas around this Austin proper, and we're ready to go. You got to have the support. You can't do this on your own. You have to delegate and you have to get that volunteer support. These guys, this local organizing committee put in a brand new course. They just keep improving it, and it's ready for the FPO to take the field. We've done multiple site visits here just to make sure that the course was on task, and we were reassured that every time that we showed up here in Austin that course looked even better than it did before. Their local organizing committee, along with the volunteers, have worked so hard getting these courses ready, put into play. The Parks Department has worked and changed up some tees that we asked them to change up. I mean, it's been great. If it's a course that has been used before, we do an analysis on past tournaments that have been played there. If there hasn't been a tournament played there, we encourage at least 2 to 3 tournaments to be played there of all different skill levels and ages. So what we do, we have our event support team do an analysis on those 3, and we decide, okay, this hole needs change because it was listed as a par 5 and people were getting, 6s on it. So it needs to be shortened or something to that effect.